It is go time and it is show time. So you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna give you enough time to get in the building, to say what's up, to holler at your boy. You know what I'm saying? We don't get this show started without you, the people, without our squad. We do not get this thing popping without our squad. So when you enter in the building, make sure you say what's up. Let us know where you watching from, where you come to chill with us at. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you say what's up. And if you see a CU or internet auntie in the building, make sure you acknowledge those ladies and say what's up. Because we is what we is and we all we are. So let's get this thing started. Y'all know we don't do this without first acknowledging you guys for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, can you do us a solid and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button? And you know, while we're live, all super chats are read first and foremost during and after the live stream. So holla at your boy. And y'all know we don't do anything without acknowledging the ladies of the CU aunties, the internet aunties, the ladies that hold it all down for all of the nephews. So when you see them in the chat or see them in the comment section, make sure you acknowledge them, say what's up. You know what I'm talking about? Day 4 of the Cleveland Browns training camp is done, over with, kaput. And Shedeur has done what we always expected him to do, was show up and show out. As legendary as he is, as legendary as they don't want him to be, once again, he showed why he's not a 5th round quarterback, a 5th round draft pick, the quarterback picked at 144 in this year's draft. It's starting to show that the disrespect is all over the Cleveland Browns. But y'all ready to get this thing started? It's 3:15 p.m. in the afternoon on a Saturday. And welcome to the lunch table. It has been one of them days. It is most definitely a beautiful day. As Shedeur does what Shedeur does on a regular basis, which is stand up and show out. You got to ask yourself, what are they waiting on? What's taking them so long? Why haven't they started putting him in the places to succeed? Because time is fleeting and we are getting closer and closer to the start of the NFL season. Everybody, while you enter in the chat, make sure you let me know where you at, where you from, how you hanging out. You know, as we always say during this live stream, all super chats are read first and foremost, live and in living color and put on the screen. So make sure you know what's up. Instead of more talking about he at his PC. I'm at my PC too, dog. Chilling. You know what I'm talking about. But Shedeur, once again, shows who he is. They wanted him to show who he was. They wanted him to be the guy that got those 2 tickets, but that he's not. They wanted him to be Deion Sanders' son, the one that screws up all the time, but we already know that's what he's not. We know that he is a very, very, very talented quarterback, and all he needs is the opportunity to show you who he really is. That he does every time he's up under the center or in the shotgun. They just don't want the rest of the world to see it. And why do they not want you to see it live in practice? Because once they see it, we're going to clamor for more. We're going to want more. And we're going to start to ask those questions over and over again. Why did you draft Dillon Gabriel? Why do you have those other quarterbacks in front of him? It is behooving of them to hide Shedeur as much as possible. But for a quarterback, for a fifth-round quarterback, for a quarterback that everybody gets to trample upon during this offseason or during this seasonal break, before the season starts, as we wait on preseason to load up. Shedeur Sanders is that boy. He is the most popular quarterback in Cleveland. Right now, he's the most popular quarterback in the entire NFL because he's constantly making headlines as a fifth-round quarterback. There are no other fifth-round quarterbacks that is constantly leading off ESPN shows such as First Take, with Greeny and them in the morning. No fifth-round quarterback is in segment after segment after segment on Fox, on CBS, on ESPN. There are not 40 million videos of any fifth-round quarterback on YouTube. And definitely during training camp, there is not a fifth-round quarterback that has his jersey front and center in the store's merchandise tent during training camp. Your star player only has one jersey in the merchandise tent. Your fifth-round quarterback has his home jersey and his away jersey front and center beside your star wide receiver and your star defensive tackle, edge rusher, the defensive player of the year. But you want to treat him like he's a fifth-round quarterback. In practice, he's a fifth-round quarterback. In the store, he's the number one draft pick. He's the best thing you got on your team. He's the most marketable, the most personable player that you have. The fans love him. The players love him. But let you tell it, he's not good enough. For somebody that's not good enough to be your main focus in your quarterback room, I can be your main focus in all of your merchandising adventures. When it came to selling your merchandise after the draft, it was Shedeur Sanders that was present up front. He's a fifth-round draft pick, the 144th pick in the draft, but he's the number one selling rookie jersey of all time. Not just this season, of all time. The man has sold more jerseys than any rookie ever in the NFL in less than 3 months. He is front and center on all of your merchandising and advertisement properties that are connected to the Cleveland Browns. But when it comes to the play on the field, he ain't good enough to be that guy. There's 3 other quarterbacks sitting in front of him. Dillon Gabriel, drafted in the 3rd round. Kenny Pickett, traded for. Joe Flacco, just employed. We picked him up. But I do more for you on the marketing side of things than these other three quarterbacks. Because ain't nobody buying that number 15 jersey. Because we don't even know if he's going to be here the entire season, let alone next season. Nobody's buying that number 8 jersey because they just don't like him in Cleveland at all because he came from Pittsburgh. That was a no-no from the jump. That number 5 jersey, it sells a little bit. They know him. He has a small fan base. But that number 12 jersey, hell, it was selling before it was number 12. It was selling when it was number 2. They was getting them pre-made. Getting to buying the number 2 jersey and just putting Sanders on the back. And now that number 12 jersey is selling out on all platforms. Hell, the Colorado number 2 jersey still selling. It'll always sell. But I'm your biggest marketing asset, but I ain't your number 1 quarterback. I'm not even your number 2. Let the Cleveland media tell it. I don't even know the plays. He don't even know the terminology. He's still trying to struggle to keep up. Mary Kay Cabot just said that in the video today. They got him over there on the field by himself, working on plays so he can catch up. That's how they still treating him. That's what Mary Kay Cabot is still preaching in Cleveland. All while having a press conference yesterday being disrespected by so many of the Cleveland media, especially one Tony Grossi being asked, hey man, why they ain't got you working out with the ones? Like that was a question for him to answer. Like it's his job to answer that question. His job is to just show up and show out, which he does on a daily basis. But you don't ask a player that question. That question is for coaches and coordinators, not for the players. But Tony Grossi is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. In many, many areas, Tony Grossi is so disrespectful. I don't know what's the disdain that he doesn't like Shedeur so much. I don't know if it's all the jury. I don't know if it's all the cards. I don't know if it's because he's Deion Sanders' son. But we do know that it's obvious that he doesn't like Shedeur. We don't know because he was famous before he got here, or somebody just gave him some information that he felt that kid is just privileged and ain't work for nothing. We don't know why Tony Grossi feels the way he feels. Everybody would say it's because he's a white man and he don't like the brothers. That can't be true. Well, that can be true, but it can't be that obvious because Tony Grossi's been in this game for 40 years, been covering this team forever. He ain't got no choice but to like the brothers because he got to work with them every day. He got to watch them play. He got to ask them questions during their media session. But Tony Grossi asked Shedeur, why you don't working with the ones? And Shedeur hit him with the...
Keep getting asked the same question Why aren't you getting any reps with the ones at any point?
I don't think that's not my place, to answer, to even be able to give the answer to that. I feel like it's not in my control. So I'm not even gonna think about that or have that even in my thought process of why it is. Like, there's a lot of people that want to have the opportunity to be at this level, and I'm here, and I'm thankful to have the opportunity. So whenever that is, it is. But it doesn't make me feel down, or it doesn't make me feel left out or anything, because I know who I am as a person, I know who I am as an individual, and I know what I could bring to this team. So I can never feel less than, in any circumstance.
Correct. He can never feel less than, because that don't matter. Because I know when my time comes, I do what I always do. I show out. It is behooves you to not even ask that question. And I don't know why, after that question was asked, somebody didn't pull Tony Gross to the side and say, hey, that wasn't cool, man. That was very, very, very disrespectful. You shouldn't have approached him in that manner. But it is a reporter out there, a media member that's out there that also found that very, very disrespectful and wasn't appreciative of that question that Tony Grossi had for Shedeur. Doc Holliday, who played football, who now also covers the NFL, he ain't like that shit at all.
It was a media member that asked Shedeur Sanders during a media availability after the Browns, one of the Browns training camp. Asked Shedeur Sanders, why does he think he isn't running with the ones? And some people say, that's the reporter's job, is to ask him that question. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I would have never asked that question. Because I understand, not only have I been in the media since 1998, I'm a former player. So I would have never asked that question. Now, I would have asked Shedeur, you've been through minicamp, now you're in training camp. What are the differences you see between the pace and the tempo and the intensity of minicamp now that you're in training camp because you're closer to the season? I would have asked him that. And I would ask Shedeur, what do you think you need to get better on and to improve on? And what is most surprising to you about the NFL defenses? I bet he would have said they're quicker, they're faster, they're instinctually better, amongst some other things. So I would ask him that. And I would ask him, what are you learning so far? And how do you think you can get better by sitting back watching other players get reps in front of you? And does that motivate you? I would ask him that. So you don't, because ain't no fifth rounders being asked that question. Why do you think you're running with the ones? And another thing, also, important lesson, don't let anyone determine your level of happiness and gratitude to what you got, what your blessings are. You see these NFL players and NBA players, sometimes they get drafted second round. Man, why you ain't going to the first round? They go in the first round. Man, why you ain't going to the top 10? They go in the top 10, but don't go number 1 overall. Man, why you didn't go number 1 overall? They always trying to turn that positive into a negative. They don't know what your blessings are. They don't know where you're supposed to be. So always have an attitude of gratitude like Shedeur Sanders has an attitude of gratitude. It's just like me. So many times I've heard over the years, man, why you ain't at ESPN, at Fox Sports, or one of these major networks? I still hear that to this day. If I focused on that, man, I would lose the gratefulness I have to have the position that I have. Because a lot of people want the position that I have, and they wanted it and they still do. So I'm grateful to God exactly where he has me, when he has me, and how he has me. And that's how we should all be. So, no, it wasn't the reporter's job to ask that question. They wanted a soundbite. All praises to the Most High.
All praises to the Most High. Doc Holliday laid it out for you nice and cleanly right there. They just wanted a soundbite. They just keep trying to put him in situations to see if he's going to slip up. Like Mary Kay, once again, asking him about those tickets. Why are we still here? Why are we still here? Why are we still asking him about those tickets? That's done. That's over with. That's past tense. We on to something new. We done with that action. Can we get about this new action? Can we talk about how I'm completing all these passes? And we talk about how I'm showing out in practice, because when we started the week, they was ready to clown Shedeur. Going 3-8. They was ready to clown him. They was throwing dirt on the man already day one of practice. But they didn't see it. That's the same way he opened up OTAs. The first day, the first play was a slip up. It wasn't a great day on that first day. But the next 2 days was tremendous. In the same way this week has been going. The first day wasn't all that great. The second day was a little bit better. The third day we were showing out. The fourth day we was fantastic. We was legendary. He was doing the doggone thing. It's steps to this. The man was getting ready for his interview the other day. His teammate was standing up on the podium being interviewed by the media. Shedeur walked past them, going to his podium, getting ready to set up for his questions. His whole entire media team stopped asking his teammate questions, went over there to set up in front of Shedeur, and Shedeur said, "Oh no, man, hold on. Hold what you got. Because we ain't doing nothing. Y'all are not finna just walk off from my teammate in the middle of an interview and post up right here. What y'all gonna do is go back over there, finish asking him his question, because I won't take a question until you finish with him." See, those are the type of things they don't expect from a rookie. They expected him to be pointing fingers. Look, they left you over there. Now they want to talk to me. No, that's not what we do. That's what idiots do. That's what some self-loathing, selfish individual would have done. But that's not him. See, they keep trying to put him in positions to look bad, to do the wrong thing, to say the wrong thing. And every time he come out and delivers the best interviews, stops, plays with the kids after practice, takes pictures, signs autographs, do all the things that all the other players aren't doing because they in the locker room getting ready to go home. Shedeur ain't going home after practice. He gonna go grab him 2 or 3 receivers that want to work. And we gonna get out here and we gonna get this work in. We gonna take some of these pictures. We gonna sign some autographs. We gonna shoot a TikTok or 2. And then we gonna go to work. Because after the work is done, the work's still not done. The teamwork is done. Now I gotta work on me. I gotta get better in a few things that I'm lacking in. All the videos muted, all the hand claps and cheers for Shedeur. What are y'all talking about out there? Hold on now. What's going on in the chat? What we doing? What we doing in the chat? What's going on? See what Mary Kay and a few others want y'all to think is that Shedeur is not ready. Shedeur don't know nothing. They want you to think that he is not as smart as the other three. I don't know why they want you to think that. Because they see him on the other field working out in 7-on-7s by himself. According to Mary Kay, they trying to get him up to speed so he can catch up to everybody else, so he can stay a part of this quarterback competition. But what we want to know is, where you get that information from? Who told you that? What coach? Was it the head coach? Was it the offensive coordinator? Was it the quarterback coach? Who told you that is why he over there by himself in the sevens by himself practicing, getting reps, while one quarterback on this other field is getting reps and the other two are standing by themselves watching. But Shedeur over there getting rep after rep after rep after rep after rep. How you know they ain't getting him ahead of everybody else? How you know they ain't making things better, getting the particulars down for a few other plays so he could be there and be ready when it go down? How you know that they don't have him ahead of everybody else, but he's a rookie, so he got to get extra snaps coming out from under center so his footwork can be together? But if he getting more reps than everybody else, because that's what's happening. She think that's them getting him together. That's him getting more practice than everybody else, because it's three quarterbacks on one field getting reps and can't but one work at a time. He over there by himself with some receivers and a center and a tight end. He over there working. He getting them reps. He getting ahead. See, but for her, it's him catching up. But ain't nobody told her that was going on. That's just her assumption. And she keep putting that out in the atmosphere, and she keep trying to tell people thinking they're gonna believe it. That's why them comments turned off on them videos. That's why that Twitter side. Because she keeps saying all this stupid stuff, trying to make that man seem like he don't understand. He can't read and write and comprehend what's going on. When in actuality, he getting better than them. He getting more reps than they are. See, it's all dependent upon how you look at it. How you look at it. How do you see it? How do you see what's taking place? How things are shaping up? They looking at Shedeur as if this rookie quarterback, he behind when he ain't behind. Mary Kay Cabot still writing about these speeding tickets. In her article today, she leads off. In the article she dropped last night, you know, we can't see it all. We can't read it all. But the article starts off, Berea, Ohio. Shedeur Sanders has an eventful first podium interview in training camp, but won the session hands down. It began with him being escorted out to one of the two podiums, only to see the Browns veteran linebacker Jerome Baker was conducting his first camp interview, and then they trounced over there. But the title of her article says Shedeur Sanders vows not to drive fast at all, brings the juice, and shows cool respect to his teammates. Why are we still on it? See, you keep trying to live out the bad parts. You keep trying to bring up that one thing. What about all these good stuff? She ain't writing about how he's staying at the camp now that people are allowed into camp to watch them practice. She ain't writing about him staying at the camp and taking all them pictures, all them selfies, and doing all them videos, and then going back to work out again. She ain't writing about all that. She's stuck on them damn tickets. Why are we stuck on them damn tickets? It's speeding tickets. But how come we can't get off of it? Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. You know, if you see the CU aunties or the internet aunties in the building, make sure you say what's up to those wonderful ladies that are in the house. All super chats will be read off the top. But why are we stuck on those tickets? That is the question. Why are we still there? We 3 weeks a month past all that. Why are we still here? Oh my God. Why are we not talking about this?
Everybody come in, we taking a big photo. Everybody come in, we taking a photo. Come in. What's up, man? Everybody come in, we taking a photo. And we need a wild window. Yeah. Wild. Let's go. That's fine. Everybody got something wrist up. Everybody
Why are we not talking about that? That's your story. But that's not negativity. That's not going to beat up the headlines. Shedeur takes pictures with random kids after practice. But how many other players did you see out there after practice? And that's just one moment. That's not the entire time that he was out there. I've seen Myles Garrett staying after practice, throwing the football, talking to fans. I've also seen Myles Garrett staying after practice, working with Shedeur. But see, Mary Kay Cabot ain't gonna tell you that Myles Garrett is staying after practice, working with Shedeur, working with him in the center, working on snaps, working on all that stuff. Mary Kay Cabot ain't telling you all that. Why? My question is, Why are we stuck on the tickets? What are we proving? Why are we still talking about it? Is it why is she not talking about that? Why are we not talking about that?
Mario!
Everybody else gone. Everybody else gone.
Mario!
That's Miles Garrett
Mario!
working with Shedeur in the center. That's what leaders do. They the only two on the field.
Mario!
That's it. You this is what tells you who your leaders are. When you got this going on, these are your leaders.
Mario!
This
Mario!
all that other crap, you can throw it in the trash can because that's what matters. When you see your number one player working with a 5th round draft pick after practice, we gonna keep that 5th round draft pick moniker because they ain't gonna let it go. So we gonna ride with it. But we know how to make it stand up and stand out. It just ain't gonna be no embarrassment like they wanted to be. You know, it ain't gonna be that. It ain't gonna be the bill around your neck. And just like I was telling y'all when Shedeur was going to do his press conference, and he told those people, hey, y'all need to go finish with my teammate before I even think about answering y'all question.
I don't never take anything as frustrating because I know everybody tries their best. So like even, throughout everything in college and everything, I was never frustrated ever at teammates, at everybody, because I know everybody's going out there doing their best. So if you're doing your best and you tell me, you look me in the eye and tell me you're doing your best, I know I'm out here trying to do my best. I know I make mistakes. I know you make mistakes. So it's like, why would I be mad? We all in similar situations. So that doesn't really frustrate me at all. It doesn't frustrate me. Being able to have an opportunity we have days on days on days and days, and just the relationships, and you could look at somebody in the eye and be like, my bad, bro. Like that's what it was. I'm like, all good, it's no problem, because who knows how much time everybody has to spend together. It's about relationships overall. So I don't want any memories of me, being negative or being mad at any situation that happened.
Right. And that's what they was asking him about what happened in that session when he was getting those bad snaps in that red zone session, when he was unable to do his session because he kept getting bad snaps and bad things was happening. And he's like, dude, everybody mess up. What do you want me to do? Bash my teammates? I don't do that. Because we all make mistakes. But if you look me in my eye and say, dude, I'm doing my best, then I got you. Because that's all I'm doing. And I mess up too. So I can't be mad at you. And that's something he has never done in all of his years of playing football. You didn't see him at Colorado bashing his teammates, throwing his helmet, cussing his teammates out on the sideline. You didn't see that at all because that's not him. He's that boy, but he's not that boy. You know what I'm saying? Things in Berea are crazy right now. But Shedeur is out there in his 7-on-7, showing out, doing the doggone thing, dropping bombs. You know, you see him, that perpetual motion, turning his head, getting him work, getting his body around, getting his shoulders square. Look at Dylan Gabriel and Flacco back there watching that man float passes and throw spot on passes as we move to 11-on-11. And he working with the twos. You know, that's why he's on that second field by himself, working out. For that reason right there. Get up, get out. Because they run a lot of play action. So he has to be able to turn his back to the field and be able to turn around and get his eyes back on everything else. So he'll be able to throw bombs like that to Luke Floria in the corner of the end zone. Be able to drop dots off like that to your tight end that he don't catch. But this is red zone action. But the pads come on next week. It's going to get real live next week. And things are going to be a whole lot different. But if you're paying attention, if you're watching the practices, you see Shedeur's head moving left, right, all the way around. He not open, he not open, he not open. It's a whole different story when Dylan Gabriel is back there. See that head? Look at that head move. Look at that head move. Those are the things that make you a good quarterback. See? You shouldn't have stopped right there. But Dylan Gabriel, on the other hand, this Dylan Gabriel footage, y'all. Ain't like I ain't got it. I got all of them. I got Flacco. I got Kenny Little Hands Pickett. See, Dylan Gabriel head don't move. It's going to be like 39 picks in the end of the season. Look at that head. One spot. Head ain't moved. Head ain't turning to see who else open. You watch staring down one player. Look at that. Head. Head ain't moving. I predict a whole lot of interceptions in Dylan Gabriel's future. Is all I'm telling you. I predict a whole lot of interceptions in Dylan Gabriel's future. Is all I'm telling you. Because it's going to get real in the field when you start staring down them receivers and them cornerbacks. Know you staring them down. Look at this man's head. You can't look one way, dog. And once he hiked the ball, you can't see him back there. Where you go? He just disappeared up under the line. When they hiked the ball, he gone. Out of sight. All I know is Dylan Gabriel back there. Gonna be a whole lot of interceptions. This is today's practice. Flacco 4 for 8. Sanders 8 for 11 with 3 touchdowns. Pickett 6 for 10 with 2 touchdowns. Dylan Gabriel 8 for 15 with 1 touchdown. All I know is Shedeur Sanders' numbers has gotten better every day of the week. There has been no drop off. He was 4 for 4 the other day. 8 for 11 today. Consistency. Doing better than you were yesterday. That's what coaches like. That's what they like to see. Yesterday you was kind of bad, but today you was kind of good. The day after that you was better. By Friday you was great. So that means Saturday And suddenly when it's time to play, oh, you should be A1. Because see, if you get better by the day, by the time we get to game day, you should be going hard in the paint. It's crazy though. See, because I got some more videos I'm going to drop on all this, but it's crazy how the Cleveland media is portraying this. And I'm going to show it all to you. I can't do it all in one day. Because everybody and their mama are clamoring to make a headline, to get those clicks, to get those likes. But they're trying to do it at the expense of somebody's reputation and somebody's livelihood, which is completely wrong. They trying to do it at the expense of a man working his butt off and has done nothing publicly wrong to anyone. But they are trying to use his namesake, use his name, image, and likeness to sell product, to sell jerseys, to sell hats, to sell t-shirts, to sell tickets. But you don't respect him enough as a quarterback to put him in the position to succeed. Don't get it twisted. Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski is not free from this at all. This is all going to be laid at their feet because this is their problem. They created this. They did this because you didn't draft Shedeur where you should have drafted him. You wanted to go get Dylan Gabriel. You wanted to go get some guy that was regarded as a 5th or 6th round pick himself and draft him in the 3rd round. You wanted to go get a smaller quarterback, a left-handed quarterback to defy the odds in the NFL instead of getting a quarterback that has defied the odds his entire career. Someone who had to fight for his position, not because of what he's done, not because of the things that he can't do, simply because of who he is and who his father is. People think Shedeur ain't had no problems. His life been fine. Everything good for him. They rich. Being rich ain't easy. And being the son of Deion Sanders is surely not fun. Sure, it comes with its perks. And there are a lot of perks. But it also comes with its haters. It also comes with a lot of people not wanting you to succeed. It comes with the people that want to be friends with your father, but don't want you to make it because they don't want you to bask in the glory of your success and what God has done for you, like your father does. And y'all wouldn't believe how many people don't like that. When you hear them say, God told me to do this, a lot of people don't like that. When you hear them talk about their faith, a lot of people don't like that. There are so many people that don't like people to wear their faith on their sleeve. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about little baby Jesus. Don't you do it. It's like I tell people, me and little baby Jesus like this. We two peas in the pod. We go in this, we came in here together, we going out at the same time. That's my pot. Wherever I go, he go. He's my buddy. My buddy. You know what I'm saying? And people don't like to hear them speak that way. People really lose their ish when Deion Sanders tell you, I ain't moving until God tell me to move. When Shedeur Sanders said, they didn't want me to come here, but God told me this is where I need to be. They don't want to hear that. They want you to keep your God to yourself. Worry about yourself. You don't get to tell me about little baby Jesus. You don't get to tell me about the Most High. I don't want to hear about your Yahweh, your Redeemer. I don't want to hear about that. Talk to me about football. That's all I care. That's all they care about. So many people want to see them fail that they would do a lot of wrong things, say a lot of bad things to get you to fail. Right now, to this day, Deion Sanders has been sick for 2 months. They found out he back in Boulder. Coach Prime having a press conference Monday. And the first tweet I saw after that was announced was, here we go. He got to make it about himself. The man been out of commission for 2 months. He runs a major college football program. And he is a celebrity. So what he gonna do is give it to you now. So while he working, he don't have to answer them questions later. See, but that's what people see. They don't understand how other people move. Just like Mary Kay still asks about these damn tickets 3 months later, and we worried about why he ain't getting no reps with the ones. And Shedeur got to tell you, I ain't driving no more. I ain't even driving fast. You ain't got to worry about. Why are we still answering these questions? See what I'm saying? Y'all some haters. Let it go. There's no way we should be talking about this damn near in August. We should be saying, oh, Shedeur, that pass you through the floor in the left-hand corner of the end zone, it was phenomenal. It looked fantastic. How did you read that defense? What did you see? But no, it's yeah, you got those tickets, Shedeur. What are we gonna do? The hell, lady? Why are we still there? One thing happens and you stuck on it. You can't be that person. Shedeur does phenomenal things in this community. They ain't talking about that for weeks. Oh, because he went over there and helped them black folks out. We don't even care. We don't even want to talk about that. He just went over there and did a little something. He ain't do much. He ain't do much. But he's in a place that a lot of rich people can't go. A lot of rich people can't be over there where he was at. Because you might not make it back out of there. So you can't say what he doing don't matter. It matters. It's worth it. Shedeur is that boy. And the Cleveland media doesn't want him to be that boy. The CU aunties and the internet aunties are making sure that they know that he's that boy. Ain't no backing off. Ain't no slowing down. And something is happening. And it's real damn weird. And I don't know what that is. That's crazy. What is that? Something going on outside. Sound kind of weird. Ain't no rain. Ain't no bad weather supposed to be expected, but this Texas, a tornado is subject to pop up at any given moment. But nah, I got to know what's going on. So, y'all know we usually do this for about an hour and a half, but there's some things going on outside. I need to figure it out. So we gonna get out of here. Because my children is moving real weird. They ain't gonna come in here and beat down the door, but I gotta see what's going on. So we gonna get out of here. We gonna do this again tomorrow. Me and G Bush are live tomorrow, noon Central. Y'all thought it was over with? No. The barbershop and the lunch table is back together again tomorrow. So don't y'all get it twisted. Me and G Bush are back in the house on little baby Jesus Day on a Sunday. We holding it down. I got to see what's going on out here. But anyway, man, y'all get ready. Me and G Bush tomorrow, 11 at noon. Y'all hold it down. I got to get out of here because something nuts is happening. I'm going to holler at y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace.